Congressman Don Bacon, 2nd Congressional District. And right before the break, Congressman, I asked Donald Trump, if he comes to town to campaign for you, would you welcome him? I mean, he's been sort of a lightning rod for a lot of these campaigns. He'll come into the neighborhood. He went to Pennsylvania, didn't do much good there. If he came to the 2nd District, which will be, a district in contention, will you welcome Donald Trump to the market?
He's our president of the United States. I think we should welcome him anywhere. So, yes, I'll welcome him here to Omaha in the 2nd District.
Is Donald Trump a help or a hindrance to your campaign?
You know what? I guess I don't think of it that way. He's our president. I would welcome him here to campaign, and I think it would be a help, but I'm a one-time candidate, so I'm still learning.
Okay, so you say he's our president. He's a president that's put tariffs, which is could very well hurt the Nebraska farmers.
Right.
So what some of his policies are hurting your constituents, aren't they?
Well, I think when those tariffs, when he announced them early on, they were broad, and I wanted and encouraged a more targeted tariff. But in the end, that's what he's done. And so we have to look at the Korea agreement they just did. That's going to be good for us. So he actually moving the ball down the field with trade. NAFTA is starting to look very positive right now, where we're going, and he's actually speaking and very positive about it. So I think he comes in with a hard bargain up front, but then he refines his negotiating position. And I think when it comes to tariffs, those tariffs were very, very targeted on the steel. It was mainly focused on China. And by the way, China is just robbing us blind right now. They're on cyber. They're going and getting all our secrets and many of our companies, and there needs to be some kind of retribution to that.
Then okay, then you're on these committees. You tell me, what are we doing to fight this cyber war? Because we had I forget the admiral's name, head of the NSA, who said that the president is not giving him any direction to fight Russia on their involvement in our election. And so you talk about China and cyber and Russia and cyber, and I think most Americans realize that's an important threat. But it doesn't seem, at least on the surface, that the government's doing anything to stop that.
Well, we are, but I think it does deserve more clarity from the president and from Congress. We should give a clear mission to Cyber Command that you're not only there to defend the military and our national security networks, but there's a partnership with our private sector, whether it's the energy grid, our financial sector, working with businesses that if we detect China going in, we should be able to notify them. We have that in place, but we need to let those roots grow deeper. So right now we do have I would say a cell that detects what's going on with Russia and China, and they will work with the private industry, warning them, hey, this is what we're seeing, this is what's going on. I think we have to further develop that and mature that. And I think I'm very nervous about our energy grid because it was just recently announced, I've known this for about a year now, but we finally announced it in an unclassified way, that Russia is mobilizing to take down our energy grid in a time of crisis. And the time to worry about this is now, not when the crisis situations get worse, and we can make our system more resilient. So we need to invest more there.
And I agree with you, but at the same time, as I take a look at this as an outsider, I see an administration that is losing, whether it be Rex Tillerson, whether it be the head of the VA, whether it be going down the line, Hope Hicks, all these people that he's losing, and now reports are coming out that says the president's even saying that, he may not need a chief of staff.
Right.
So A, that sounds more like a dictatorship to me, and B, how do you get all of these things accomplished when you've got so much turmoil?
I think the turnover does work against us. Now, I think it's important that he has people that are compatible or cohesive with where he wants to go. If you can't agree on stuff, and I think maybe in some cases there was that, and I think in the VA's case there was, unfortunately, a scandal there that couldn't be ignored. However, I would agree with you that the turmoil undermines where we're going, and people need more than a year in a job to really get their feet on the ground and make an impact.
General Bacon was very generous with his time, and his interview went on much longer than we have time for here on the air. So you can find the entire interview where we talk about DACA, we talk about the Russia investigation, and a whole lot more. It's available right now online at fox42kptm.com. Go and check out the entire interview at fox42.